Hi, and thanks for joining me for this very important session on the very important topic of talent in hospitality, specifically as it relates to sales, marketing, and revenue optimization. My name is Michelle Woodley, and I am the president of Preferred Travel Group and the current chair of the HSMAI Foundation. It's my pleasure to be here today to share with you the 2022-2023 State of Talent Report, which was published in first quarter of this year by the HSMAI Foundation. But before I start, I want to give you a little background on the foundation. The HSMAI Foundation was created in 1982 as the charitable arm of HSMAI. Originally, the foundation focused on research and publications. In 2018, after a holistic review of the association and the foundation, the mission of the foundation pivoted to focus exclusively on talent. Today, the mission of the foundation is to elevate the overall caliber and performance of sales, marketing, and revenue management professionals in the global hospitality industry by driving initiatives that will attract new talent, develop emerging talent, and engage existing talent. We have 3 task teams, one for each area of the mission: attract, develop, and engage. These work groups are comprised of hospitality executives from sales, marketing, and revenue optimization, and who craft the objectives to ensure we are implementing strategies to engage and grow our talent. Before I begin, a big thank you to Karen Woolard, who researched, collected data, synthesized it all, wrote drafts, and made revisions to this amazing piece of work that I believe is a must-read for all of us in management roles. The insights for the report were garnered from dozens of executive roundtables hosted by the association, 8 academic forums, 3 major HSMAI-sponsored conferences in the U.S. and 3 others globally, polling at all of our events, funded industry research, listening to the voices of HSMAI's rising leader councils, and countless other conversations among commercial professionals. The issue of talent in our commercial areas are not new. However, the pandemic accelerated the attention and need for us to understand the core issues and potential remedies surrounding talent. Staffing challenges in sales, marketing, and revenue optimization are being felt across all hotel companies at the unit and corporate level. We must look at the entire workforce ecosystem to ensure the people who will take our business to the next level are available, that they're capable, and that they're passionate about the future of the industry. Like our 2021 publication, the insights in this report offer food for thought for every leader in our profession as we continue to navigate how we cultivate the talent pipeline. In the next 15 minutes or so, I'm going to walk you through the 8 trends or dynamics that should be top of mind for all of us. In the report, there is detail on each topic, along with some suggested calls to action and additional resources for you to review. Interestingly, there is some crossover or evolution of themes from 2021, and also a few new ones. Crossover with the guest expectations is also evident. It's really interesting to see how the expectations of the guests and the expectations of our associates are coming together. Okay, let's dig into the findings. Our first trend, mental health, safety, and well-being are essential, is closely related to our 2021 report, where we saw mental health, safety, and well-being move to the forefront. A renewed focus on mental health and well-being of talent emerged with the pandemic and is clearly here to stay. In my travels across the globe over the last 18 months, every conversation I had with a general manager or a director of sales and marketing included the psychological well-being of their team. There are so many calls to action in this area, like highlighting career opportunities along with personal and professional growth to help build a talent pipeline and retain it. All of that is very valued by team members. It's about them feeling safe. Monitor, measure, and prioritize well-being. Like the saying, you can't improve if you don't measure. And if you don't know, you can't help. Reviewing your annual employee engagement survey is imperative. Make sure it asks questions that are relevant post-pandemic to help ensure you understand how you as an employer are doing in this new reality. And finally, find the time, and do the training that is required to address the issues that your survey may reveal. Focusing on these can improve trust and confidence, which in turn encourage employee empowerment and engagement. It's another saying we all know: happy employees equals happy guests equals happy owners. The second trend is corporate culture and values matter. This was also a strong thing last year, and we see it as an underlying theme in several of the trends this year. Staff and guests demand transparency in sustainability, diversity, environment, conduct, and ethics. We need to go beyond just hiring people from historically underrepresented communities. True inclusion and belonging takes a culture that celebrates and values differences and works to identify and address inequity and biases. While we all like to think that we will always lean on our values and follow our company guiding principles, it's imperative to truly assess that, as today's workforce will call it out if they see that we're not doing that. The third trend is the acceleration of commercial strategy. The alignment and breaking down barriers was seen as a necessity in the 2021 Trends Report, and we see this now being almost an imperative for commercial success. The results that you see up here are from a survey of HSMAI organizational members regarding their commercial effectiveness. The drivers of this movement include competitive threats, the need for alignment and focus of revenue-driving disciplines, the need for data-driven decision, and the increasing complexity of the consumer and of the buying landscape. It's interesting that 2020 and 2021 drove us to needing generalists, I'll call commercial. However, we are now seeing a move back towards specialists in each area. Future growth, for sure, requires a newly configured team under very strong leadership that understands the intricacies of all of our commercial disciplines. Our sales, marketing, and revenue optimizations teams must work together for optimal success, and every organization needs to have a strategic plan for commercial success. Number 4 goes hand in hand with number 3 and commercial strategy. Number 4 is internal and external collaboration is crucial. We accelerated the need for collaboration during the pandemic because human resources were limited and historical data was no longer sufficient. Having a sales report unrelated to digital marketing or a demand optimization report sitting in a silo simply didn't work. The disciplines had to come together to look at things holistically, yet with a specific lens, truly a new skill set. And our leadership had to flex and educate for that to be a new norm. One of the silver linings here, I think, is that the opportunities for individuals to expand their skills across several specialties encourages both retention and growth. But it does take investment of leaders to do this. Technology, for sure, becomes an enabler in this arena, and systems that communicate and interact are a must. Also important is external collaboration, especially with hospitality and business schools. It's really interesting and it's needed to ensure that we are infusing the concepts of commercial strategy into the curriculums. We heard through our academic forums that this was not always the case. Our reality in the industry must be a part of educating. Therefore, the concepts of externships for professors within our organization is a good one to consider. Why not invite a professor or an educator to join your team for a couple of weeks? He or she may then bring back some practicality to the curriculum at the university or educational institution. Number 5, the new talent pipelines require nurturing. There is so much packed into this one. We see it cross over with number 2, values and culture matter. Our diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging initiatives need to be evident and talked about. It could mean the difference between acceptance and denial of a job offer. And yes, the competition is fierce. A few things to look at include the hiring process and what we're doing about it. There clearly is not a lot of patience for interview after interview. An approach of one and done has been successful for many organizations that participated in conversations over the last year. Having a candidate interview with 1 or 2 people and making a decision quickly is really what has come to the forefront. It brings to light a new generation of workers and their priorities. Yet we still have a mature generation also in the workforce. Digital natives grasp training and ongoing communications differently than a generation that grew up with standardized policies and procedure manuals. We need to balance both and deliver on the needs across the board. Another carryover from 2021 findings was that development, reskilling, and upskilling have gained importance. We found that sales, marketing, and revenue optimization colleagues continue to rank support for learning new skills very high, and up-to-date training and development are valued. We've seen new skills that have emerged as essential, like technology versatility, interdisciplinary knowledge and expertise, and leadership and management skills across in-person and work-from-home teams. All of this takes investment. And not only is it needed to do the job, but those in the job want the training and education. I love this quote that you see on the screen here from Karen Kimbrough, who is the chief economist from LinkedIn. Basically, don't overlook your current employees as you are recruiting, because upskilling can be a great retention strategy and a way to uncover new talent within your organization. HSMAI has classes and certifications for yourself and your teams that you should look at as a way to help satisfy some of the upskilling and reskilling needs that we have. On to number 7, a new one to the list this year, and I love this one. For many organizations, human resources always did their thing for recruitment and retention for associates, and marketing did theirs for guests. The idea of guest acquisition and retention is so similar to employee acquisition and retention that we must be working together across the human resource and marketing disciplines. We saw many organizations this year have these two areas team up for aggressive campaigns of recruitment through social media like Instagram and TikTok. Marketers brought a new perspective and a new tool set, and human resource professionals brought their expertise to the table. And we can't forget retention. Our branding and ongoing communication is just as important for employees as it is for guests. We should be bold about revising our recruitment strategies and involving others. There's a lot of calls to actions here, and I hope you take the time to look at them and get your two departments working together. Our final trend is no surprise. Flexible work is here to stay. I think you can ask 5 individuals what it means and get 5 different answers. The positive is that we are all thinking differently about work requirements and what is really needed to get the job done. But we can't ignore the long-term implications on a company culture and even our first trend, mental well-being. Making flexible work is much easier said than done. There are certainly a lot of benefits of flexible work. Companies see that they've broadened their talent pool and recruitment quantity. Many companies report increased productivity, enhanced retention, and easier recruitment. Shared positions can be more easily created and accommodated. And women and people from historically underrepresented groups are shown to benefit from work-from-home policies. They report experiencing less discrimination and less stress. There really is no right or wrong answer. Each company and each department must do what's best for their own. This one, for sure, will continue to evolve, and with that, a review of policies and alignment among executive leadership on a regular basis is paramount. So that's the list. It's a lot, and I hope you have a few takeaways to implement today, and I hope that it has provided you with some inspiration around your sales, marketing, and revenue optimization talent. I recommend you read all of it and share it with your colleagues and management teams. Take note of the actions and accompanying additional resources that are included in the publication. We believe this study is very enlightening, and at HSMAI Foundation, we are planning on making this an annual publication for the industry. Thanks again, and we appreciate your support.